There are things you do not understand the first time through. Not because you are blind, because you are still inside the loop. You think life is moving forward. It is not. It is circling. Same pressure, different terrain at different faces. Same question. Will you break alignment or hold it? Most people never see the structure. They call it growth. They call it change. They call it time. But the equation underneath never moved. Only the variables did. In the field, one truth reveals itself quickly. You do not rise to the moment. You fall to your conditioning. And conditioning is repetition. Over and over and over again, until performance disappears and only truth under pressure remains. That is the loop. Not punishment, revelation. A closed system resolving itself through contact, consequence, and time. You can fake alignment once, maybe twice, but not across years, not across rotations, not across fire. Because eventually the system writes its own after-action report. Not in words, in math. And math does not care what you intended. Math records only what held. That is why so many systems fail. Not from mystery, from misalignment. Bad rules of engagement create predictable outcomes. Every time. The same is true in life. The same is true in love. The same is true in the soul. And this is where trauma enters. Trauma is an unsolved equation, a distortion in the loop. It forces ones to become twos. It creates weight where there is none, meaning where there is fracture. Even though the deepest structure is simpler than people want to admit, there is one, there is zero. There is both, there is neither. And when the mind cannot reconcile what it has lived through, the signal inverts. That is why bright sun can seem black. That is why truth can feel foreign. That is why alignment can feel dangerous. Not because it is wrong, because the equation has not resolved. So the loop keeps running. It strips, it tests, it refines, until distortion burns away. And only what is real remains. People use other words for this. Soulmate, fate, destiny. They are reaching for something true, but they do not have the language. Because this is not sentiment. It is alignment, not proximity, not constant contact, and not convenience. Alignment across time, across distance, across every version of you. 2 points in a system that continue to answer the same truth. No matter the terrain, no matter the separation, no matter the cycle. That is entanglement, not fantasy. Structure. You can move bodies apart. You can change the map. You can force new environments, new names, new missions. But when the equation resolves, the same truth remains. The same 2 constants balance the system, not chosen, revealed, proven through repetition. That is why the loop matters. It is not there to trap you. It is there to remove everything false. Every rotation strips away noise. Every pass tightens the equation. Every cycle burns off another lie. Until one day, you stop searching. You stop forcing. You stop trying to turn distortion into destiny. And you recognize what was there the entire time. Time is a flat circle. Stop pretending you must pass over to reach the stars. You are already inside the structure. You are already inside the signal. The stars were never somewhere else. You were simply too deep in the distortion to see them. The loop does not create truth. It reveals it. It removes everything that is not real. And what remains, what survives pressure, distance, memory, and time, was never temporary. It was never random. It was always there, waiting for you to complete enough cycles to understand the answer. The equation was never impossible, only unfinished.